Imagine waking up to find your peaceful backyard turned into a battleground. Not by nature, but by a self-righteous HOA president who thinks her laminated rulebook trumps a century of legal deeds. That's exactly what happened to Jack Harlan, a quiet retiree in the sleepy suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns hide a cesspool of petty tyrannies. But when this Karen-in-chief pushed too far, Jack didn't yell or sue. He turned the tide, literally, and watched her empire sink in a wave of ironic justice. Jack Harlan had lived in his modest craftsman home on the edge of Willow Creek for over 40 years, a house passed down from his grandfather who bought the land back in the 1930s. It wasn't just bricks and mortar. It was a slice of American history, complete with a small private pond fed by an underground spring and a hand-built earthen dam that controlled the water flow. Grandpa Harlan, a no-nonsense engineer from the Depression era, had engineered that dam himself, nothing fancy, just rocks, earth, and a spillway gate that let him manage the pond's levels for fishing, wildlife, and the occasional family picnic. The deeds were rock solid, registered way before the suburb sprouted up around it, granting Jack exclusive rights to the water up to a defined high water mark that snaked through what was now neighboring lots. For decades, Jack kept things balanced. High enough in summer for the ducks and frogs to thrive, low in winter to handle rains without flooding anyone. Neighbors came and went, but they respected the boundary, until the Willow Creek HOA decided community harmony meant rewriting reality. The trouble started innocently enough, or so it seemed. One crisp autumn morning, Jack noticed surveyors poking around the empty lots next to his property, their neon vests clashing with the fall leaves. He strolled over, coffee mug in hand, and asked what was up. "New development," one grunted, eyes on his tablet. "Luxury townhomes, evergreen estates. Gonna be prime real estate with pond views." Jack chuckled inwardly. Pond views? His pond. But he nodded politely and went back inside, figuring they'd figure it out soon enough. Weeks later, glossy flyers flooded mailboxes. "Evergreen estates. Serene pondside living. Join our vibrant community where nature meets luxury." The renderings showed happy families picnicking by the water, his water, with cartoon kayaks bobbing on what looked like a public lake. No mention of private ownership, just promises of shared amenities under the watchful eye of the HOA. Jack shook his head. These folks at Apex Realty, the developers behind it, must have skipped the title search. The first official jab came via certified mail. A letter from Victoria Klein, the self-appointed HOA president of the not-yet-built Evergreen Estates. She was a piece of work, mid-50s, always in crisp khakis and a polo shirt embroidered with the HOA logo, her smile as fake as her highlights. The letter politely requested access to Jack's pond for community maintenance and recreational use, citing some vague HOA covenant about enhancing neighborhood aesthetics. It even hinted that refusing could make him liable for devaluing adjacent properties. Jack stared at it, then called his lawyer, old Mr. Ellis, who'd handled the family's affairs since Nixon was in office. "Ambitious bunch," Ellis drawled over the phone, "but clueless about easements. We'll set 'em straight." They fired back a response packed with deeds, maps, and a stern warning. The pond was private. Stay off or face trespassing charges. Victoria's signature on the receipt was a flourish of loops, like she was signing the Declaration of Independence. For a bit, silence. Then the bulldozers rolled in, shaking Jack's windows like an earthquake. They cleared the lots right up to his fence line, turning green grass into mud pits. Dust clouds billowed over, coating his pond in grit. And there she was, Victoria, zipping up in her golf cart, clipboard in hand, directing workers like a drill sergeant. Jack watched from his porch, sipping tea, as she barked orders. When she spotted him, she waved cheerily. "Mr. Harlan, we're so excited about the new homes. Our residents will love the pond. It's going to be a real community gem." Jack set his mug down. "Ms. Klein, that pond's mine. Your gem ends at my property line." She tilted her head, that condescending smile plastered on. "Oh, but think of the children, Mr. Harlan. Sharing is caring, as they say in our HOA guidelines. It's all about maintaining standards." He didn't argue, just documented the dust settling on his water, snapping photos for Ellis. As construction ramped up, the annoyances piled on. Workers tossed trash over the fence, soda cans bobbing in the reeds like unwanted guests. One even dipped a bucket in the pond for mixing cement. Jack confronted him. "That's private water, buddy." The guy shrugged. "Lady said it's community property." Jack started logging every incident, emailing complaints to Victoria with timestamps. Her replies? Form letters. "We appreciate your feedback and will remind contractors to uphold our high standards of respect." Nothing changed. Meanwhile, billboards popped up. "Evergreen Estates. Pondside Paradise awaits." Their website had Photoshop docs on his shoreline. Families fishing where only he had rights. It was theft by pixels. Ellis sent cease and desists, threatening suits for false advertising. Apex's lawyers shot back mumbo-jumbo about riparian rights and public benefit. But it was all smoke. Jack's deeds predated their HOA by decades. Victoria got bolder. One weekend, Jack found her on his side of the fence with two burly guys in HOA vests, measuring near his old dock. "Ms. Klein," he said, voice steady as he approached. "You're trespassing." She spun, feigning surprise. "Mr. Harlan, we're just planning the community bench area. It'll boost everyone's property values, yours included." The goons nodded dumbly. Jack crossed his arms. "No benches. No access. Get off my land, or I'll call the cops." Her face flushed purple. "You're being so uncooperative. This is for the greater good. The HOA way." They scurried off, but not before she muttered about troublemakers disrupting harmony. Online, the smear started. Anonymous posts on neighborhood forums calling Jack a grumpy hoarder, blocking progress. A recluse hoarding water like it's gold. He read them silently, noting IPs traced back to Apex offices. Rumors flew. He was unstable, antisocial, even a threat to kids' safety. Jack stayed quiet, but inside, he observed, planned. The real gut punch, subtle tampering. Jack found fresh scratches on the dam's secondary gate, tool marks, like someone tested the lock. It wasn't kids. It screamed sabotage. That night, he installed cameras, his quiet resolve hardening. These weren't just neighbors. They were invaders, and Victoria was their queen bee, buzzing with faux morality while stinging anyone in her way. The 30 townhomes shot up like weeds, cookie-cutter boxes with fake stone facades and windows gaping at Jack's pond like hungry mouths. But as frames rose, Jack's dread grew. Pulling out Grandpa's hand-drawn maps, he overlaid them with county data. The high-water mark is sliced right through their foundations. Half those homes sat in what could be his flood zone if he cranked the dam. Either incompetence or arrogance, Apex ignored topography for profit. Daily gripes escalated. Litter in the pond. Workers peeing in the bushes. Jack documented. Complained. Victoria's emails dripped sarcasm. Mr. Harlan, our standards prohibit such behavior. Perhaps if you allowed access, we could maintain it properly for the community. Her marketing hyped exclusive pond privileges, luring buyers with lies. One rainy afternoon, an anonymous email pinged, owner of Harlan Pond? Discrepancies in evergreen surveys. Meet, Jack's gut said real. At a dingy diner, a nervous kid named Nate, a junior surveyor, billed. We flagged flood risks big time. Recommended setbacks. But Apex buried it, altered the report for viability. He slid over a copy, hands shaking. They play dirty. Don't say it's from me. Jack nodded. This was fraud gold. Ellis's eyes lit when he saw it. Jack, this is their undoing. Combining it with damn specs. Jack saw the homes as hostages to his rights. He had Ellis triple-check deeds, ironclad. Then, he called old pal engineer Tom for a dam review. Safe to max level? Tom inspected, nodded. Structurally sound. Just follow a slow schedule, no risks. Jack's plan crystallized. Raise the pond to legal max. Let nature expose their folly. But patiently, no rush. Whispers built, tension thick as fog. Victoria hosted HOA meetings in a half-built model home, preaching unity while eyeing Jack's land. One evening, she knocked on his door, all smiles. Mr. Harlan, let's chat. Our new residents are moving in soon. A small easement could make everyone happy. Think of the barbecues. Jack leaned on the frame. Ms. Klein, happiness isn't stealing my grandfather's legacy. Good night. She huffed off. But posts ramped up. That Harlan guy's a menace. Hoarding water while we pay dues. Neighbors who'd been friendly now avoided him. Whispering. A frivolous complaint hit the county. Jack's dam, unsafe. Needing inspection. Ellis squashed it. But it cost time. Money. Tampering attempts. Caught on cam. Shadowy figures near the gate. Fleeing at lights. Victoria's golf cart in the background. Jack stayed calm. Gathering ammo. Escalation peaked when Victoria led a community walkthrough. On his land. He confronted. Trespassing again? She beamed. Just ensuring standards. That overgrown bank violates aesthetics. Jack's voice iced. My bank. My rules. Leave. Her mask slipped. You're ruining everything. The HOA demands order. As she stormed off, Jack knew time to act. Dawn broke clear. Jack headed to the dam house. Thermos in hand. Book ignored. The wheel groaned under his grip. Quarter turn every 15 minutes. Per Tom's plan. Slow. Deliberate. By noon, water rose subtly, rocks vanishing, banks swelling. Across the way, a worker noticed, yelling. Then chaos. Victoria's cart screeched up as water licked patios. She was hosting a buyer brunch in the model home, champagne toasts to pond views. Now, views turned to floods, seeping under doors. Guests fled, brochures floating. Victoria charged his gate, flinging it open, exec in tow. Harlan, stop this madness. You're flooding us. Jack turned the wheel calmly. Ms. Klein, I'm managing my pond per rights. You built in my flood zone, warned you. She shrieked. Malicious. We'll sue. The exec blustered lawsuits. Jack eyed her. Time for talk was before ignoring surveys, yours included. She lunged futilely. He stared her down. Phones rang, ignored. Ellis called, chuckling. They're melting down. Sheriff arrived. Flood complaint. Jack handed docs. Officer scanned. Whistled. Civil matter. You're good. Water hit max, homes swamped, lawns submerged. Victoria's empire? A soggy joke. The fallout? Apex filed injunctions. Victoria ranting to press. Terrorist. Ecological vandal. But Ellis's brief demolished them. Deeds. Warnings. Suppressed report. Court hearing. Their lawyers spun equity, painting Jack vindictive. Ellis methodically shredded. They ignored facts for profit. Judge denied, scolding Apex's folly. Buyers sued Apex for fraud. Insurers bailed. Apex bankrupted. Victoria vanished amid scandals. County pressured cleanup. Jack agreed to partial lower, but kept low lots boggy, undevelopable, funded by creditors. Millions lost. Willow Creek returned to peace. Jack's pond pristine. Legend spread. Don't mess with old rights. But here's the question. Was Jack the villain for drowning their dreams? Or was the real crime the HOA's blind greed that built on borrowed water?